People come up to me like, oh, can I ask you a question? I say, yeah, of course. And they're like, when do I know when I don't need my medication anymore?
These meds we take, if they're taking you out of that place and putting you in a better place, then it's a win-win, isn't it?
Exactly, then so be it, yeah.
So, yeah, don't give up. And if I can help one person, because you do feel like there's no way out, and there is.
Okay, welcome back, guys, to podcast number 4. Again, I'd like to appreciate everybody that supports us and helps us along the way. We really appreciate it. As usual, we have Paul.
Hi.
And Simon.
Hey, guys.
Me, Chris. Hi. And today we've got another guest on. It's the lovely Sarah.
Hello.
Welcome.
Coming on, Sarah.
Yeah,
Thanks
you.
for having me.
No worries.
So we thought it would be good, didn't we, to maybe change it up a bit, didn't we, and maybe get some female guests on.
Broaden the audience, really.
Yeah.
I mean, when we look at the stats, it's like a lot of guys looking at the podcast, but it's not just about guys, it's about women also. So
Yeah.
Mix it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that it's hitting the males,
Oh,
because obviously that was our thing, is trying to get males to talk, but at the same time, it was lacking female viewers, wasn't it? So
because it is about mental health, or
it doesn't matter who you are.
emotional health, or whatever.
Health don't discriminate.
And obviously, us three guys starting together, it's natural. Okay, like the guys talking about what we know, but it did feel like it was missing that one part from a female's perspective, or what they go through, because
Definitely.
we didn't want it to just be about that. We want it to be, like you say, all round.
Yeah. So Sarah is coming on to talk about her anxiety that she's been through, and depression, and some of the diagnoses that she's been given. Should we start off by saying what things do you suffer with, and what things have you had to deal with?
Yep. So obviously I come on here to talk about that, as well as PMDD, which people might not know about, which is short for premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So it's basically like, people think, oh yeah, PMS. It's like PMS on steroids. Like it really does affect you. It's a severe chronic hormone-based mood disorder, which I didn't really know about. So all my life, suffered with anxiety, depression, and didn't really realise that was the reason until a couple of years ago, when I actually saw a meme on Instagram saying when I'm a psycho and then I get my period and I'm back to normal. And I was like, oh, that's me. Looked at the comments and then saw this PMDD, which I never heard of, looked it up and was like, I have every single symptom. And then from there, obviously went to see the doctor and got a diagnosis. So...
Yeah, because I've never even heard of it until we spoke, and obviously that's why we do this, because I don't know if you boys have ever heard of it before, but when you said PMDD, I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So I googled it, and then obviously I was reading into it, and it's interesting, and like you said, it's easy for doctors and professionals and people to fob it off it being something else.
Yeah.
And you get that quite a lot. When I first had my anxiety, it was, it's because you lack of sleep. Yeah, I was getting lack of sleep.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the reason. It didn't help. It didn't contribute to, me being any better. But it was, it's lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Lack of sleep. Or you're stressed at work. It's too much at work, or family life's too. And in your heart, no, it's not that.
Yeah.
Something is not right. And it's good that, you pursued that and you went out and you got it sorted. Do you boys know anybody with that?
I don't know.
I'm sure one of my friends, my partner's friends, mentioned something about it, but I'm not au fait with it. So
is that different? Is PMDD different to they call the baby blues? I guess because I guess you don't have to have children to have this, do you?
No.
Okay.
It can start any
time. So when did it start for you? How long ago was this?
So I don't actually know, because I lost my mum when I was 18. So obviously I was depressed. The doctors would say, it's depression. And then I think I've probably had it all my life without realising.
Yeah.
And then I think as I got older, in my 30s, it got worse, which obviously our hormones change, especially pre-menopausal. Like,
Yeah.
it could
You have the added
heighten
pressure
it.
of life as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Like everything, like being an adult is just stressful,
Yeah,
isn't it?
life is
paying the
stressful.
bills if you've got kids as well.
Oh, man.
Like they bring stress. So it's almost like they can heighten any symptoms what you might have been getting on with through your life until like certain things have happened. Losing your mum as well might have been a catalyst as well.
Yeah.
It's mad how we deal with things, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's easy to avoid something. You can get around things,
Yeah.
and then it does come to a point when you just know, something's not right.
It's not right.
Yeah.
Something's happening, and I don't know what it is. And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good to like push that as well. So I push it with the doctors, keep going back and keep explaining like this is not it, because they'll find the easiest route. No offense to the they do a great job.
100%.
They do a great job, but you'll find that they will just
Not get into
push
the
it.
root
You're
of
not
the
getting into
problem.
what, and I, it's expensive. I get it. Like, it must cost the NHS a lot of money to do all these tests but at the same time, this is your life. This is your right to be able to diagnose with something if you think you've got something. So it's always good to keep pushing, I think.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
it is, because if you don't know about something, then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe they're right. Like, I know with my knee, right? Before, I've got to have an operation with it.
Yeah.
But before, I wasn't certain, and I was like, okay, I went with the process, and it got worse. Like last year when it went, I was like, no, and they were going to send me home. They were just like, it seems like it's all right. And I was like, look at my scans, have a look.
Yeah.
And she went back and she was like, okay. And then I went forward, but at a time, I didn't go forward because I was uncertain. I was like, okay. So having that, like you say, how did it feel when you actually saw about the PDMM?
Relief, I suppose. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm not mental, but do you know, like all my life I've been thinking I've lost friends where I just wanted to stay in bed or cancel plans and thought I was depressed. And then I didn't really see a pattern because I didn't know about PMDD. But then when I saw it in front of me, I was like, that is what I've got.
Yeah.
And
I
it kind
guess
of made
you've
me
got that understanding. Yeah.
And understanding yourself, like, oh, okay.
And that's important,
Yeah.
isn't it? You want to be ultimately the best version of yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you reckon you had it a long time before you decided to go and...
Yeah, because I had endometriosis years ago, which is another ladies thing.
Yeah.
But I suppose because I never heard of PMDD, I didn't really know what it was. I suppose I just thought I was depressed because that is one of the main symptoms is depression. But it's like every 2 weeks. So when you ovulate, the symptoms start until you come on your period and then you're like back to normal.
Right, okay. So the medication you take for this... What does that do?
So I've been given so many different antidepressants throughout the years. Now I'm on paroxetine, which I tried taking it just in them 2 weeks, which the doctor suggests, but I take mine all the time. And it didn't really help my PMDD at all.
Did it help your anxiety, depression? Did you think it took the edge off of that?
I think it did, but then when you get into when you're ovulating, nothing seemed to take it away. So it was just stuck in this cycle. But then, so they tried different antidepressants, the pill, but that didn't agree with me. It made my hormones worse.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was referred to the gynecologist and they've put me on an injection called Prostrap, which I think has been used in like men and women with breast cancer or men with prostate cancer. I think that's where it originally came from.
Yeah.
But it basically stops my ovaries. So I'm in a chemical menopause and that has really helped me.
Right, okay.
Okay. So it's pushed your early menopause, basically.
Yeah.
So it's made your body think that... Oh, interesting. So did they say, will you go into your menopause as time goes on? So menopause, what's that? Sort of age 40 onwards?
They
is it
say
be?
about 45, but obviously
45?
everyone's
45,
different.
is it?
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I will go through the menopause while I'm on it.
Yeah.
So they said I can be on it for 5 years. I think it's licensed for 6 months. Can be on it for 5 years. They just need to keep an eye on your bones and things.
Yeah.
And some people take HRT, but for me, I did try that. For me, it didn't work.
No.
It made my mood worse, so I've chosen not to do that. But I just take calcium, vitamins, and you've just got to like work on your muscles. So I am starting the gym soon.
Yeah, I
Keep
say,
saying.
yeah, I say that every podcast. We're 4 podcasts in, I still ain't started the gym. Yeah, exercise is really good for you, you know, getting to the gym and I'm going to do that. I'm going to start. Yeah, no, I still haven't, guys. Viewers, if you're watching, next podcast, I'll have started the gym. So what is that? Does that affect having children? So if you were wanting to have another child, for instance, being on this, would it stop you having a child?
No, so you can come off it and then you go back to normal.
Okay.
Obviously, if I haven't gone through the menopause, but for me, I don't think I'll be having any more children. Just because I'm 40 now and I'm like, no. But yeah, so it is totally reversible.
Oh, okay. Interesting, yeah. 'Cause like I said, I didn't know nothing about it until I Googled it. So I think it's quite good to get those. So there are things out there that are working for some people.
Yeah.
So are you on any, well, obviously got your injection, which is for the PMDD.
Yeah.
So are you on any antidepressants or anxiety medication?
Yep, so I still take paroxetine.
So you still take that, yeah.
I take 50 milligrams. I had to play around with it, but 50 seems to work for me. Just to...
Yeah, I think that's the same with everybody, isn't it? When you get put on medication, it's always a while until you get, it was the same as me when I got put on mine. And I'm on the bigger dose now. Obviously, being a big guy, obviously, the dose that they first put me on, it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I'm on the max dose of mine now, 40 milligrams.
Yeah.
But a lot of people struggle to find. Didn't you, Paul, struggle with tablets? Didn't you? It took you a while to find the right.
With my ADHD meds, yeah, it did. I mean, I was totally against it, if I'm honest, at the beginning. Then, like, I did try them and, yeah, the lower dose. But then, like, when you do titration, I was like, the higher dose, I just didn't like it. So I sort of found somewhere in between.
Yeah.
And that works for me, you know. And that's what's important, isn't it? What works for you. It's we're all different and
Definitely.
different.
Yeah.
We live our lives differently, don't we? So, you know, it's...
And you're quite new to meds, aren't you?
Yeah, I came off them.
Oh, you've come off them
I
now?
did come off them
Okay.
again, yeah. So
How's that been?
it's been good because it didn't feel right for me. And I'm not saying that I won't change that or explore something else, but just at the time I was like, I didn't feel enough difference as such without, like, I was taking it and it helped at that time. And I think that it helped with some of the causes that I was having in life. And that's not saying that some of the challenges I have aren't there, but I just decided that it's not right for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
sometimes it's not, though, is it?
Yeah.
Sometimes people prefer therapy, or some people prefer sort of other methods, you know, exercise or.
yeah.
I just found none of that was helping for me. I needed something.
Yeah.
And clearly I needed that serotonin boost in my body, which is what my tablet gives me. Gives me that extra serotonin, makes me more happy. But
Yeah,
but no,
I think if there's benefits from it, then it's worth doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's hard to notice changes sometimes, you know, but if something is definitely improving your quality of life, then whatever negatives it's got to be a positive thing to be doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's important about medication. And this is why there's so many different ones out there. Because ultimately, that's what we want to do, live our best life, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you say for yourself, like, since you've been on your meds and the injection, how would you say your quality of life has changed?
It's improved massively. It took me years to find the right medication. I tried every single one, but the one I'm on now, it does help. I still suffer with anxiety, but like PMDD, I can't even explain it. It's like chronic fatigue, like everything was an effort. So it's not even like you're tired, you're just physically, mentally feel like you've been hit by a bus.
Well, that's another thing no one talks about, do they? With like physical health, you could be like tired, aching, but no one really talks about mental health. Like your mind, when it's running round all day, that's tiring.
Oh, it's knackering.
Forget about that,
super knackering,
You know?
I always say to my missus, like, if we've been on a long drive somewhere and I get back, I'm like, oh, I'm tired now. She's like, you've been sat down driving.
But it's not concentrating.
Exactly. And I explain, like, my mind is running continuously. You can sit on your phone, listen to music, saying, okay, I can do that. But at the same time, I'm checking my mirrors. I'm seeing how many cars behind me. Seeing if there's any cars down the side. What speed am I doing? Do I have to come up? Like, what's that car doing in front? Oh, that car's coming onto the road. You know, it's all these little bits that when you're driving, that your brain is doing constantly. And if you're driving for 2 hours, it is tiring. Your feet are going up and down, changing gears and all that, you know. It is, and it's the same with mental health. That's how I explain it. It's your mind is going all the time, 100 miles an hour until you can settle. And it is knackering, absolutely knackering.
And it's interesting because that's where, like I say, I did the medication and I was scared at the time that it would take away. I wouldn't feel enough to be able to do the meditation or the stillness that I do and the writing, because that became a fundamental part that I started, you know, years ago. So with that, it didn't, but then also I was like, I'm not feeling, you know, through going through a stressful time at work, some other challenges, it helped. And then I was like, okay, I'm not noticing enough of a difference that stillness for me, like you say, where you have that support, the medication and whatnot, having that moment of stillness and doing what I'm doing helps with me, and then going forward from there. But and like I say, we're constantly changing though. Like you say, with doses, like with how much we do something, or it's a lot about being able to understand what you need for yourself, and then be able to go, okay, like, this is what I need. Or like you say, trial and error, getting to know, okay, this works for me, this doesn't. And then go, okay, like understanding, like, again, we're all different. That works for me doesn't mean it'll work for someone else, but someone can grab a part of what you have and go, okay, like, I'm going to try that. Oh no, it didn't work for me. And go, oh, can try this then, or like you say, the different things, you know, exercise can help for one person but then doesn't help for someone else. Like you feel like that's the thing that you should, but there's so many different sources to do something. Just because it's right for someone doesn't mean it's right for you,
right for you.
So it is, and that's the hard thing of it, exploring, but being able to be curious about, okay, like I can resonate with this, okay. Yeah, and then you start going down a certain path or direction as such. So,
because they changed my medication obviously a number of times, but a couple of years ago, and I was like, I don't think I need this, and I had to come off of mine to go on to another one. I was a mess. I was crying in the street, and it made me realise, okay, I do need this. It obviously does help me.
This is it,
But I do feel like it numbs me a bit, like where I used to just cry. But it's not a bad thing. But it's, I suppose, suppressed that a little bit.
Suppressed it, yeah. But like you said, sometimes it is good to cry and let it out. But then at the same time, sometimes you find yourself crying over things that don't need to be cried over.
That's it.
And then you feel worse and you're like, why am I crying over this? Where if those tablets suppress that and you don't need it.
It's mad though, isn't it? How some tablets like might heighten that. Some, like you say, suppress it. You know, you can be an anxious mess, or, you know, you just like, you're almost like you say, numb. And it's like you want to be that in between, don't you? But you never sort of get that. You know, it's hard to get that balance.
I mean, I always say to people, like, we're guinea pigs, basically. You know, everybody's guinea pigs when it comes to medication. I work in healthcare, and you know, if they have a medication change, they have no idea what this medication is going to do.
No,
they're just trying another route. Okay, that one's not quite right. It's good. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Let's try. And they'll do that and they'll keep checking. I've noticed that with friends and stuff, you know, I've got friends that have been put on 4 or 5 different anxiety tablets because they're just not working for them. So we are like guinea pigs, really.
Yeah.
But
and it's a lot it's a lot with your emotions, how you feel, but there's a lot more I've begun to heard about our nervous system and how that is actually wired and how that works. So
100%.
that it's like the pathways of like, okay, and if it's too high, constantly nervous, it's like a wound. If it's open, if it's not covered, it's not gonna heal, it's not gonna get better. Whereas if your nervous system is always heightened or too low, then having something to balance that out, to counteract it, helps.
Yeah.
And it's that right now, it's you do what you need to do to help.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, this has helped me maybe get so far, or whatever else. And it's like, well, I even need, more stability, or, it goes, okay, I've gone down this way. Now I can go this way,
Yeah, because there is still quite a big stigma about being on medication, in it. It's I never wanted to go on it, and it's the same with a lot of people I talk to. Nobody wants to be on tablets, do they? Nobody. And I've always thought since I've been on them that I might come off these now. I'm feeling better, and then I'm literally scared to come off them and go back to what I was, because I don't want to go there. And people come up to me like, "Oh, can I ask you a question?" I say, "Yeah, of course." And they're like, "When do I know when I don't need my medication anymore?" And I'm like, that's such a hard question, because it's like you're the only one that knows. Obviously, like you were saying, like you've come off of yours now, which is great, and like I'm happy for you that you've managed to do that. But for some people, they come off because they don't want to be on the tablet, and then they're at shit street again, and they're feeling crap, and then they have to go back on it again. So I think again, it's important to learn your own feelings and what you think, and the stigma about medication. I come to a point now, I got to take a tablet, so what? That's it.
Yeah,
if it makes me feel better, then I'm going to take it. And if I take it for the rest of my life, it takes 2 years off my life or whatever, I don't care. It just doesn't bother me anymore. I've been taking it such a long time now, where some people are so, like, they want to come off it so quickly. I've been on it, I feel better now, I want to come off. And I say to them, like, is that the right choice? Because
but a lot of people ain't looking at the bigger picture, are they?
No.
It's like, for instance, myself, before I was on my ADHD meds, because my mind was just 100 mile an hour, like I couldn't relax at the end of the day. So I'd turn to alcohol. I'd have a few beers just to chill out every day. And sometimes them few beers turn into 3 or 4. Or maybe more, and that's like alcoholism. And like, since I've been on my meds, I've took that away. I don't need that alcohol to relax, and that's what's important. And people forget that. It's like they'll have their meds, but then like they'll come off them and they'll go back to that way, and like they don't see it as a problem because society accepts people drinking. But it is if you're drinking every day, that is a problem.
Yeah,
you need
self-medicating for that instead. Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people do. It's like if you're smoking weed or anything, taking drugs, it's self-medicating. So like these meds we take, if they're taking you out of that place and putting you in a better place, then it's a win-win, isn't it?
Exactly, then so be it, yeah.
When I was younger, to deal with things like we'd go out drinking, but I would not know when to stop, and I would just drink myself into...
Oblivion.
That's the one. Yeah, and it's not healthy.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of that though as well. Like when you're younger, you're just pushing the boundaries, aren't you?
Of course, yeah. You've got no ambitions, have you? You've got no worries. You've got no bills. You've got nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like, I go home, I've got a roof, I go to sleep,
That's it.
get up, and you've got there's no stress. There's no, and then you grow up and you realise being an adult sucks ass sometimes.
Well, if you and the thing is with like you say, drinking, if there's things going on at home or there's other issues or problems, if you're finding a source to feel some kind of like blindness, if we haven't got conversations like these, open expression, it's how you are, there wasn't those kind of conversations. And I think there's a lot of change within people going from pubs to like coffee shops or whatever else, like different places, but there is a lot more places of having a conversation that are coming out of actually just talking about things, instead of it being like, oh, this person's acting a certain way, there must be something wrong with them. Actually no, we've all got our own shit going on. It's like what's happening with you, can I hear that? can I just talk about it?
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you're going through? You know, can people get a bit of an understanding?
Yeah.
And then that helps you go, oh, okay. Instead of if you had someone going, oh no, there's something wrong with you, it's not this thing, then you're just going to doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas you've had the curiosity, just looking like, oh, okay, this sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
You know, having the safe space to be able to explore something. Whereas before, there wasn't a lot of safe spaces. You just do what you do to mind numb as such. You know,
Definitely.
yeah.
Which is amazing that you do this because, like, being 18 when I lost my mum, obviously my friends were, I don't know, upset about splitting up with their boyfriends, and no one really got it, which obviously they wouldn't.
No,
But it was really hard. So I suppose you just suppress it, and then I would just drink to try and
numb that, and that's fine. You know, I always say to people that you do what you need to do in that present time. So, like, you know, there was times where I'd be at home and I'd be in such a low state that it's starting to affect my children, my family. And I think, I'm going to have a drink. So I'd crack open the JD and I'd drink it and it would numb it. But then I'd wake up in the morning and it'd be back again. But I've got through that little spot of being. So it's getting a balance of, okay, you're having a drink to numb it. You've had a bad day. You want to have a drink and you've had a little few too many and it's numbed you a little bit, helps you sleep. But the next day it's working through that, not going back to the bottle again and drinking again and again. So it's not don't drink or, you know, don't do this, don't do that, but just do it in moderation. I think that's the key is moderation because we all like having a drink. Well, some people don't, but I enjoy meeting up with the lads and we'll have a few beers. Okay, sometimes we'll have a few too many. It's fine because I don't do that
Didn't
all
have
the time.
10 Guinnesses last night.
I didn't have 10 Guinnesses last night, no. And
but saying like about what you were saying, what you had to go through, it's like no wonder you went to drinking. You know, no wonder we go to what we go to because of
definitely.
you know, it's like you want to numb that. Like if great
escape.
loss, exactly. You want to find a way to deal with something, an easy way, an accessible way. You know, it's like, well, to just open up and express and talk about something, that's hard. You know, and so to be able to have the courage to do that, it takes a lot. So you do, like you said, you go through that process of, I've just got to go through this. It's like a wound, or it's like, they don't just, a doctor or whoever, a surgeon won't just leave it open. They'll use an anesthetic. They'll do something to numb it, to help it. Yeah. So in the same way, it's like, well, you have something to help with something else.
You still need to fix that core of
you don't just leave it open.
No, exactly.
You know, you actually, so we obviously find this accessible source or whatever else because it is easy to do. You know, that's it. It's a coping mechanism, you know?
Yeah. But just in moderation, isn't it?
Yeah, but then it comes to a point of going, okay, is it having an effect on my life? Like, is it having an effect on am I feeling shame around it, or am I actually like, oh, I'm all right? Well, no, there's something going on, you know?
Yeah, because if you're really depressed and you drink, it's like the mood, isn't it?
It
doesn't help.
it.
Yeah.
You're not solving it.
No,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I always find. Like, I used to find you go in a pub on a Friday night and like people who've had a bad week, especially guys, they're just angry.
Yeah.
And you just want to fight. And it's like, hang on a minute. When you're going to snap out of this, like, you know, there's better ways to deal with things than that.
To take that responsibility to go, something's not right and change. And like, even to know that you need to take responsibility when you're so deep into something and you're like, well, you don't know what's on the other side of it. You don't know, like exposing something that is different to what you're used to. Like you can have something familiar that is unhealthy or something unfamiliar that is more healthy to actually shift. Like you don't just go straight away 100%. You're like, okay, like you said, and I said it wrong earlier, didn't I? Like, is it
PMDD.
PMDD, yeah. So with the PMDD,
Simon.
I know this is see this is, but my brain like sometimes it's like we were just saying about word that doesn't matter how you say something right. But I do want to get it right. PMDD, like to have that explore of go, okay, this is something that I can relate to it as such. I've got to explore this. Like you can stay in the, well, I don't feel great in myself. And then you go, okay, well, I've got to actually, there's some form of exposure. I don't know how it's going to be. And like you felt relief within that. Did you also have some fear, or were you scared about like going down that? Or did you just like, you were like, I'm just going to go this way?
I suppose it was relief and it was fear because I knew what it was then, but it's like, it was so intense. So I did get suicidal thoughts every month to the point where you just wanted a magic pill. Like I'd go to the doctor, please, like, you need to do something. I actually don't know what to do. I just wanted to go and lay in the road and be like, can someone come and help me? Because I actually don't know what to do anymore. You're like stuck in it. And obviously it did take a few years to get to the injection because the doctors have to try other routes like the pill. They might want to try the coil, which I managed to get out of because that just freaked me out. I don't know why. Obviously it works for people. And now I feel like I am out the other side. So just, don't give up. Like, and if I can help one person, because you do feel like there's no way out, and there is.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, and that's what's important about, like, obviously sharing your story and that, you know. And one of the main reasons why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it's to help me. Well, personally, I guess men.
Well, you're not.
Men, I'm going to say. I'm going to say, but it's helped me. It's helped me understand.
Yeah.
So, and like I said before, I didn't know what it was until you said, and I googled it. Internet can be a great thing, but also, you know, just be careful.
Don't diagnose yourself.
It's difficult. You know, when I'm when I Google it, I should have been dead I should have been dead 2 days ago. You know, like, but it is a great thing. But also go down the professional route. And it was interesting reading about it and finding out about it. And like you said, if it helps one person listening to this, you found out about it by a meme, did you say?
Literally.
And this is what we're trying to do, isn't it? It's when we put our YouTube shorts out there and our podcast, if one person watches it and be like, actually, I've been getting that, or I feel like that, I'm going to go and pursue that and go to the doctors, and that's the main. That's what we're trying to do. It's
changing their direction, giving them a chance to live their best life.
Yeah,
because a lot of people haven't heard of it, and it is actually classed as a disability. But like workplaces I've worked in, you say it, but it's like they probably just think, oh yeah, she's got PMS, but they don't realise how it does affect you. And like I did used to have to take diazepam some days just to be able to get through the day. Otherwise I would just sit there in a mess. But it would help me to be able to get up and tidy up or just get through the day without crying.
And again, that tablet, you know, that's worked different for you than it did when I was on it. I was only a short amount of time whilst my other medication was getting to a therapeutic level. They put me on diazepam just to help with that, and that numbed me. I didn't have any feelings at all. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to people, and I was just like a zombie. But with you, you know, it got you up and about, and you were. So it was more sort of like taking speed rather than, you know, like
like instead of just sitting there and being down, I would be able to have diazepam and be able to get stuff done, which is weird.
So I was completely opposite.
Yeah, which a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But then, like, certain medications work differently. It's like the ADHD meds, because of the chemical imbalance in the brain and the way the brain works. It's sort of, everything's different, isn't it? So, talking about ADHD, you did mention about potentially going for a diagnosis.
Yeah, so I have did right to choose.
How did that come about, though? Was it something you noticed, or was it the doctors had picked up on it?
It was actually the mental health team. So obviously going through everything, I did go to the mental health team because my doctor kind of ran out of, she didn't really know what else to do with me until this injection. And they said it could be ADHD.
Right.
What with my anxiety, my thoughts, which I suppose made me think the diazepam, maybe why that worked different for me. It could be. That could be the reason.
It could 100% be, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think if I have ADHD, it's more
Inattentive.
Yeah, so like I struggle to focus, or I could be in a meeting and then be like, what did they just say? What are we doing?
Just zone
I
out.
just completely zone out.
And that as well can sort of affect your motivation as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So I got combined. So I'm like, I'm just up and down.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very complex ADHD as well. Not a lot of people really understand it completely.
It's like I'll wake
three
up.
different types.
Yeah, so it's so different, isn't it? Like I'll wake up with so much stuff in my head, like I need to do this, and then
But never
it just,
get anything
no,
done.
because it goes around in my head, and then it drains me so much that I'll just sit there and then I've done nothing,
It's
and then
like
you feel
I'm
guilty
sat
about it.
like when we come in, sat here, I'm like, right, I want to ask that question, and then we're talking about something, and I've forgotten
It's
what.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, and that is like.
and then you get it on the way home.
Yeah.
If we're driving together, you get it on the way home for an hour. And then talking about stuff that you wanted to talk about. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Like you said about that, having lots of things in the mind, I know that I can have that. I'm like, I need to do this, this, and this. And that's where I got introduced when I was in Oz to the practice of meditation, or what I like to say, it's like stillness and just being able to sit and have a moment. And it was hard to get into at first, and I used to listen to like different audios and guided meditation, and then now I kind of have music on, and it's become a vital part of my life of sitting and in stillness and just having those moments, so I can be like, okay, I don't have to do anything, I can do one step, and I do have moments where I'll sit for too long and then be like run, but it is finding that balance of sitting for long enough to go, okay, now I'm pacing myself and being able to notice where I'm running, where
How
I'm
long do you
going
do
to
that
say.
for daily?
I used to do it for a lot longer, but maybe like half an hour to an hour.
See, that's not even a lot to give out of your day, is it?
No,
You know, and do you find it makes a massive difference to your...
For me, yeah. It's like I think of it in the way of like when I'm at home, I have that space to me, and then go out in the world with others. Like I'm listening to what I'm feeling.
Would
how
you
am I
do that
feeling
before the day starts, or at the end of the day?
before the day?
Do you find that sets you up in a positive manner?
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
it
I
helps
should
me.
try something like that.
Yeah.
So I have tried meditation and CBT, is it?
Yeah.
Cognitive?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, meditation did work. But for me, it's like forgetting to do it or getting into that.
It's just having that routine.
Yeah.
Discipline. It's like I'm really struggling to get back into the gym at the minute, and I know how important that is to me. But
me too.
I'm just really struggling. I just need a kick up the ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
But once I get there, you get through that barrier and you get back into it, and then it becomes part of your daily routine, and that's important.
I've never looked into meditation at all.
I remember when I was back in the day, really fit, running all the time. And if I'd go for a massive run before the day had started, my day would be like, pucker, it'd be so positive. Like then as well, when I was younger, I had no stress of the adult world.
Yeah.
So it's just like, would that work for me now? I don't know.
And this is the thing, like I've found something that works for me and it doesn't necessarily. And at first I was on off with it. So I kind of would do it and then I wouldn't. I would do 5.
That's what I do.
Yeah. And it's kind of going, well, it kind of works, but it doesn't. And then if it comes up again and you're like, okay, like I need to give more of a go, whether it's going to a class or whether it's going to something, just, I know I started it in a group. But then I now quite like it where I'm on my own. And the reason being, I say meditation, and I once said, oh, what is it? And it's activating my awareness. So I'm like still, but it's like, how am I actually feeling, feeling my feelings? And if you don't do that, then it is hard to do. It's challenging.
So do you do that with like in silence, or do you have music, or because you see these meditation things and people hitting bowls, and or they have frequency sounds, and they're sat there and they're they're in this trance of like. So what is your basis of that? Do you just sit there in the quiet and you just think, or do you have music, or you?
It's changed over the time. So I used to have someone. Like I used to have a guided meditation.
That's what I've done on like YouTube. I type it in and then it talks you through it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I started with that. So there was one called Smiling Minds that I quite liked from Australia, and there's an app for that. A lot of people like Headspace.
Yeah.
Or Calm, and it's like one of those finding what works for you. So I started with that. Then I went to just binary beats or just music. And sometimes now I'll be in silence and I'll find that the music's distracting, and so it's kind of changed. I'm like, do I need sound or not, but a lot of the time it is just getting into the pattern of sitting, being with, and a lot of it is so it's more inquiry, like self-inquiry, in the sense of what am I scared about, like what's coming up for me. If I'm going out doing stuff, I'm like, I'm neglecting myself or abandoning myself, in a sense of that I'm not giving myself time. And I think a lot of that is to do it. Like I need to go out and do activities. I need to get on the bike or whatever else. Yeah. But I need both parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
something that's never crossed my mind to do.
Yeah.
So I know people that do it, and but I don't know if it'll help me or not. I don't know. It's one of those.
Try it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give anything a go, but
it's like anything. If you don't try it, you don't know, do you?
I just think that sometimes if it is quiet and I'm in my own mind, sometimes it can spiral out of control.
Yeah.
So I find, and that's why most people like struggle at nighttime in bedtime.
Yeah, that was my.
Yeah, you're laying in bed. It's pitch dark. It's silent.
Yeah.
You've got no noises, and then your mind starts wandering, and then and you can't sleep, and it's racing, and that's the feeling I get if I was to meditate. If I'd sat there and actually thought about, would it just spiral out of control and then just make me be like, I feel even bloody worse now?
And it is the monkey mind that they say about basically that, it can do. And mine used to spiral out of control at first. Yeah. But it is one of those where I would sit, it was very much getting into a pattern of being with like thoughts or emotions, whatever else. And again, it's the intensity of it, of like, if you sit in front of a fire, you don't want to do it for hours and hours. Well, it's nice, you do like it, but a bit of like having a bit of calmness as such. Yeah. Like if you're able to come back to it, at first the mind just gets used to running off in different like patterns, but then you're like, okay, like a little bit of inquiry I do. All right, why are you wanting to run off? What are you scared of? Yeah, like, and I used to feel a bit crazy at first. I saw a T-shirt that said, when I was in Oz, actually, it said, "Crazy people do what we do in our head." Like that, what people are just like, they're doing, like talking to themselves or whatever. Yeah. I actually started talking to myself in a sense, but like, okay, like what's going on with you, Si? Like, how are you feeling? And
then answering your own questions.
Yeah, in a sense, like, I'm feeling anxious, or I don't know. Like a thing of, sometimes I just don't know. Yeah. Like I don't know what to do, and it's then I used to feel bad for it, and I'm like, just be all right with it.
Yeah.
It
is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like
something will come along. Yeah. I'll have an answer, or something will come along, but it'll tell me to slow down or stop. And then, all right, like because I'm trying to find answers, or I'm trying to control something, or I'm trying to figure something out. I'm like, do I think I'm God? Do I think I need to figure everything out? It's like just things will happen.
Yeah.
I do, saying that, I do thunder and rain sounds. That relaxes me loads.
See, like the sea crashing.
Yeah.
I used to love just go and sit on the end of main wall listening to the waves and that.
Yeah, so just think about it. I suppose that is a type of meditation, I guess. Like I've laid in bed and I'm like, I'm tossing and turning, I can't sleep. So I'll put on like thunderstorm sounds or something like that, just quietly on my phone. Yeah. And I fall asleep. And
that's like what they call it, white noise, don't they?
Yeah. I just find it really relaxing, and listening to the thunder and then the rain hitting whatever it's hitting the window or the roof. And it is quite nice, it's quite relaxing.
Yeah, because you're focusing your mind on something else
Yeah.
instead of your thoughts, which is kind of
It is.
meditation. in a
Yeah,
way.
because at one point I was like, oh, what is meditation? Like,
Yeah.
I was sat there and I questioned, I was like, what is it? And it was
It's
like,
training your mind, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It is. And yeah, being with whatever's coming up, being actively aware. But you're right, it's like training your mind.
Yeah.
And that thing of like, you need a support to do something, like you said with the waves crashing. Yeah, I love the sound, and it does. It even just thinking of it, I feel calmer.
Yeah.
And it is just being out in
weird
nature.
though. It's like, I remember when I was at my lowest point, I was really struggling, and I had hypnotherapy, and it tapped into my subconscious mind, and like it was surreal when I had this therapy. It was like all my like anxiety just come out, and like it helped me regain myself back to a positive manner from where I was, and like it was surreal for me, to be honest. But like it the way I look at it is like a hard drive needed sort of resetting, like getting rid of all them little files and putting them into a bit like what Ross was saying on our previous podcast. It's like, because everything's jumbled, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And it's putting it all back into the right files, and then
And I think like as we live our lives, we sort of forget, don't we? And without sort of having that reset, you know, you're all over the place, aren't you, sometimes?
Yeah. And that is the thing of saying, it's that saying, oh, something's wrong with me, or say something's not right. Like, and then go, okay. Where, like say, I'd seen other guys or men where they just get on with something. Like you say with yourself, you'll just do something, right? You'll just, in a sense of, you don't think about it.
No.
In a sense, you just go.
That's why we're here.
Well, this is it. Yeah, exactly, which is great. This is it. And I will think about something and not do it because I'm like, oh, scared. What this, that, and whatever else. It's being able to be. And that's it. I'm, like I said earlier, it's like I have to have a moment where I'm like, I don't know, and then something will come to me.
Yeah, like
but I
fear of the unknown.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what am I scared about? I don't even need to answer what I'm scared about that's going to happen. I just be like, I don't have an answer, and actually, I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
I don't know how things are going to go.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
okay.
That's important. It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel. It's a natural response for your body to feel scared and feel anxious. It's a natural thing. It's just the way you deal with that.
Yeah.
So going back to your ADHD, where are you at the process now then? So you went to the mental health nurse, they picked it up.
Yep, so then I went to my doctors and said I wanted to go down the right to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
So I had to fill out a form and then take it back to the doctors, and they have sent it off probably about 6 months ago. And then I got a email from, I think it was Psych UK.
Right, okay.
Asking for some more questions. They said they'll be in touch, but obviously there is a waiting list now, so I don't know how long.
It's a long time, isn't it?
take.
You know, it says that's 6 months, and it's like if you're looking for answers and you're looking for that diagnosis, and you've got to wait 6 months even for it to start.
The whole system's just a mess. So it's like you get a diagnosis, and then like you're waiting again to get like medication. Surely if you got that diet, it should be all done together.
Because the doctors said they can't prescribe the medication if you do get diagnosed, but it's like otherwise through Dana it will take like 4 or 5 years.
What?
And it's like,
That's insane.
oh, I might know when I'm 50, but it's just you want to know, because I don't know, like saying antidepressants haven't worked for me. You know, obviously my ones are helping now, but it's like, what if it is as simple as that's because I need an ADHD medication? Like, and it could answer my questions thinking things are wrong with me. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
My brain works differently.
Like some of your symptoms, what you're displaying, what the doctors are saying of this could actually be ADHD, because a lot of things do overlap.
Yeah, and like anxiety, my overthinking, it could be part of that. You just don't know, do you?
100%. It's like, I don't think it's anxiety, but it is anxiety. It's like little things, like if I've got a job on, I'll be like thinking, right, I've got to do this, do that, and like you're thinking about it when you shouldn't be thinking about it. You should be just able to switch off, and like it's like my meds have helped me to a point, like where I sort of more relaxed in an evening, but they're not magic pills.
Yeah.
You know, like if you've got stress going on and whatnot, sometimes that overtakes your anxiety. It's so hard to have that balance, you know, and that's what I always say to people about the meds. Like they think, oh, I'll take this, it's gonna, you know, but they're not magic pills. They will help, you know, and that's all you can ask for, isn't it?
But that's shocking, isn't it? That waiting time.
Yeah.
It has got worse, and it seems to be like it doesn't seem to be improving.
I can see that's why you went private, didn't you? You paid private for
I did go private originally, but I mean, that was me. Like with my ADHD, I was in such a bad place at the point. I just wanted to know, and I just couldn't wait. That was just me, like 100 mile an hour, want an answer, and I was fortunate to be able to pay for it at the time. But like even now, like I was with Psych UK originally, and then I went to the NHS. I'm with Dana at the minute, but there was an issue with the medication, so I was anxious because I couldn't get my meds. And then I was like, I want to go back to private, back to Psych, and they weren't accepting any private customers. Then I rung ADHD 360, bearing in mind I've been diagnosed with Psych UK privately, diagnosed with Dana through the NHS. 360 were like, well, you got to pay for another diagnosis. Like, how many times do you need to tell me I got ADHD? It's like, what's going on with the system? Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I bet that puts a lot of people off for anything, really. Anything you want to get diagnosed. I suppose that's, you know, people don't want to wait that. If you think you're not well, and you go, oh, yes, I'm not going to know for 6 months. What's the point? Like, I'm not bloody...
But then equally, it depends where you're at in your life. It's like, if you want answers, and like, for me, getting a diagnosis was a game changer. You know, it's allowed me to understand myself. And in all fairness, if it wasn't for my diagnosis, we probably wouldn't be here today doing this podcast. I wouldn't have set up Maze of Minds, because like, I was one of them people who was like, nah, I'm getting on with it. Like I was in the pub drinking. That was my coping until like shit hit the fan for me. And then like my mindset changed, and like, I realised I didn't have anywhere to turn. So like, that's why we started the group, to give people a chance, you know. And for me, it's probably the best thing that's happened. But for other people, look at it differently, you know. But
and it gives that option as well, doesn't it? That, well, okay, like this is the realistic. Like it's getting longer or whatever else, and it gives someone an opportunity to go, okay, I'm gonna go down this route. And so it's weighing up the, you know, being on the list as such to, okay, I'll wait, and then it's being able to find ways to cope with what you're doing, like other sources. It's not just and like you said, it's not just relying on this one thing. It's like, yes, this is going to help, but what else can I do
exactly
to help, you know,
it's
my
just
life,
making changes, you know, for positive changes, really. You know, anything you can help to improve your life has got to be a win-win, hasn't it?
Did you mention something about doing a diary?
So the doctors ask you to write a diary, which I suppose, like I say, I had it for years. I never really realised that pattern until you start writing it down. So like some people might have an app for you, not you men, but like women, to log your periods or whatever. So I used to do it on there, and it's like, then I started seeing a pattern, like, oh yeah, it is when I started ovulating. And then obviously that's what you take to the doctors, and then it goes from there.
And is there a certain app that you use, or?
Yes, and I can't remember what it's called. Flow, I think it was. So there's quite a few.
But that's really interesting that, like you say, being able to track it in that way helps.
Yeah.
So having...
But then sometimes like my doctor would be like, is it because like I'd feel really bad and then I'd look on my phone and be like, I'm ovulating. That's why.
Yeah.
But then you are in it. It's like, no, it's not in my head. That is what's happening. But it kind of, I suppose, helped me in a way because I'd be like, okay, I'm ovulating. I've got this many days and I know I'll be okay. And I might want to kill myself right now, but I know that I'm going to come out the end of it and then I'll be okay for 2 weeks. But it was just draining because it's like, oh, I know that I'll have 2 weeks where I'm okay, and then you have to ride it all
that's
over again.
an important thing you just said there. Like, you know you'll be okay. And like, this is what a lot of people forget when they're in crisis. They're not looking. I know, like, when you're in a bad place, it's scary, but this is what we want to reiterate. No storm lasts forever. You know, even though we are on a like roller coaster, you know, we have our ups and downs. Tomorrow could be a better day. And that's what you got to remember.
And like weather, if you live in a hurricane or tornado vicinity as such, you change your life to deal with that.
Anticipate it.
You know, we don't. If we're here living in an anticipation of tornadoes, well, if we're fear, it's going to come up somewhere. It's not true as such in a sense. So it's then being able to go with, like you say, that thing of getting to recognize something and then prepare for it as such. That being able to, like you say, have an app again, it helps, and then maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, but I think knowing that it was PMDD, it definitely did help.
Yes, definitely.
Before, you don't know what's going on. I thought I was just going crazy. But so it is, I suppose. You can be like, okay, it is that.
Yes, absolutely. But we say like the app, if you're setting up yourself to go, this is going to happen, it can make you anxious. It's then anxious, but then getting to know the cycle and being able to pray, this time of the month for me, like many women, it's going to be more challenging. And there's some things that, like say with my partner, she says, that, you know, weight training or whatever else, it's, you know, she's not going to be able to do certain things or whatever else, or things are going to affect her more. So with that sense of, you know, yourself of knowing what's coming up.
Because it was like brain fog and just be standing there in your own little world. You couldn't even, don't want to talk to anyone. Everything was just an effort, like walking down the stairs or
And the injections help that
massively.
What's the name of the injection?
Prostrap.
Okay.
So it's taken away them symptoms. Obviously, I do start noticing like a week before I'm due my jab. I've just had it on Thursday and my symptoms are creeping in. Like,
that's what I was about to ask. How often do you have these injections?
So the first one was for 1 month. And then after that, it's every 3 months.
Oh, okay. Where do you have that injection site, if you don't mind?
In your stomach.
In your stomach?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit tender now, and like afterwards you have like a really hard lump in your stomach, but just got used to it. But it doesn't hurt, and it's because when I went there for a chat with my gynecologist, he was like, do you want to have a break? And I'm like, no, because it's like that fear, isn't it? Like I never want to feel like that again, but I know at some point I might have to. But I'm hoping by then, like you say, I might have gone through the menopause.
Right, so it's not a self-injection, then you don't have a pen to do. You have to go in and get it done. Okay.
So I go to Mount Stewart private hospital. Well, it's private hospital, but it's through the NHS in Torquay, and literally takes about 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So your PMDD, did it affect your relationships or the way of life?
Massively, yeah. I'd say just because your mood was so, like, mood swings, feeling irritable, being sad, being down, like, you take it out on people closest to you. And obviously I have a 6-year-old son, so him seeing my mood change, I try and explain to him that, you know, ladies have hormones and mummy didn't mean to get stressed. And it is hard because you're then feeling guilty. Why are you being like that? But you can't control it. Or like you can't get out of bed. And I don't know, and you shut yourself away from friends. So I've lost some friends because they don't really know what you're dealing with. They don't really know what you're going through.
Yeah, they just feel like you can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And you keep thumbing them off all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So relationship-wise, I guess, again, it comes down to not understanding what you have and why you do the things that you do.
Yeah.
It's why it's important to have people around you who like are able to educate themselves about like your diagnosis.
I guess that's the same with any diagnosis, isn't it? You don't understand it, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
but some people don't want to educate themselves.
Yeah.
do
No.
they? But it is important.
Yeah, you're right. And if people don't want to, then it is going, okay, actually being around these people, it isn't right for me. And you know, if people don't understand, like if you get someone that's understanding, then do you feel better like understanding yourself?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel for myself as well, since I've made changes, like I feel like I've lost some friends, like because especially like going to the pub a lot of the guys who I'd catch up with, now I've took that out, I don't hear from them. And like, in a way that's quite sad. And I sort of think, well, you know, do I really need those kind of people in my life?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of them. I don't think you do. So it's like, in a way, you're kind of better off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that, you know, it's a lot of things. It's the same, being at the pub or anywhere social like that, it's always a social thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it shouldn't be like that.
No, it's not.
More so with guys. Like, you
Yeah.
never, well, I don't get a mate going, oh, do you want to go for a coffee? Or, you know, it's like, if you're not coming to the pub, then,
Yeah.
you know, and it shouldn't be like that.
I
should
mean,
it?
I've probably got five or six male friends that check in on me and I check in on them all the time.
Yeah.
We might not even see each other for a month or a few weeks because we're working, but we always drop each other a message, hey, how's it going? And we always keep in contact. And that's nice. And the other people that don't, I just don't bother with them anymore because I can't keep doing all the running all the time.
No, that's
I
it.
get people have busy lives, but at the same time, it's not difficult just to drop a message.
No.
How are you?
No, definitely.
That's it.
Totally get
And
that.
you know, even if it's just ticking a box,
Yeah.
it's just doing that, just checking in with your friends and just, you know, see if they're okay and drum up a conversation, and that could be it for them for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's, like I said, it doesn't have to be, oh, you come to the pub. If you don't, then we just, no point talking to you.
No, that's it.
It's,
No, and being able to make that change, going with yourself of like, actually, this isn't healthy for me. You know, it is hard.
It is, and I think it's learning to accept yourself.
Yeah. And that's it. When you inquire about yourself of, okay, I can relate to this. Oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Because all you would have been thinking before was, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, and then now, okay, I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So you can actually explain to someone, you know, and then it's up to them whether they, you know.
And that's important.
Because some
Oh,
people
okay.
are
They
just
see you for you,
yeah.
you know,
mm.
and that is important.
I mean, you touched on earlier with your PMDD that just trying to get PMDD in there as much as I can. Just drum it into people. PMDD.
What's that?
PMDD. It stands for
PMDD.
PMDD. With that, you touched on earlier briefly about having suicidal thoughts. And did you have any intrusive thoughts? What was that a big part of it?
Yeah, it was a big part of it. So it's important because I didn't want to kill myself because I've got my son and, you know, like, but it's like fighting against that, like, get out of my head, why am I thinking that? And it's hard to deal with. Like, you'd be in the bath, oh, what happens if I just get that razor? Like, what is wrong with me? And like, I do suffer from intrusive thoughts anyway, and it kind of spirals, and you'd be thinking about your funeral and stuff, and it's like, it was too much to deal with. But then, like I said, you kind of know you're going to come out the other end
Yeah.
in a week. But it's, when you're in it, it's really hard to, because that is a massive part that people don't get, how serious it actually is. And people
Super
do
hard.
commit suicide from PMDD.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing this, to try and help people.
And that's what, again, it comes back to medication. That's helped for me because now I'm on my medication. I can reason with myself better. So if I do start having intrusive thoughts or my mind starts spiraling out of things, I find it a lot easier to reason with myself now. And I explain to myself, and I'll talk to myself, saying about talking to yourself, and I'll talk to myself in my head.
I do that.
And I'll say like, or sometimes out loud, like, Chris, sort your shit out. Like,
I have to have a word with myself.
Yeah.
Like if I'm having a bad day. Come on.
I tell myself to get a grip.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, Chris, just have a slice of cake, not all the cake. You do not need to eat all the cake, just have a slice. So
we've been here.
Yeah, that's I don't want to go gym. Yes, you need to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. So it's but yeah, that's that medication that's helped me to be able to. Would you say the injections helped you reason with those intrusive thoughts, or do you still struggle with that?
I still struggle with intrusive thoughts, but not about wanting to commit suicide or anything. More anxiety thoughts about my son, about bad things happening.
But that's normal, what any parent would do.
Yeah, well, it is to an extent, but then mine spiral.
Right.
So like, I don't know, Chris,
Yeah, so you'll start like because I'm the same, and even though I can reason with myself now and I can snap myself out of it, but it's the case of you go from panicking about something, you're like, what happens if this happens to my child? Are they going to die, or if they fall over and they bash their head and then they're going to bleed to death? But then it goes on to, you start thinking about their funeral.
Yeah.
Where am I going to hold their funeral to? Who's going to come? What am I going to do for the food? How am I going to deal with my other children? They're losing their sibling, you start spiraling into this thing that's not going to happen, or God forbid that it happens. But you start drumming up things in your head, and you're answering your own questions about stuff. And well, I'll probably carry the coffin in. And it's the little things, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what music would I play? And it's not until you think, well, what the hell am I doing here? I'm planning out. I'm planning out my child's funeral because my mind is just overactive, and it's just spiraled into this stupid thing that I shouldn't even be thinking about. And then that comes back down to me reasoning with myself.
Yeah.
Once I start having those thoughts and I start thinking, oh God, what happens if they're at the park, they fall off and they break their neck? And then I can reason with myself, that'd be stupid. If something happens, you'll deal with it there and then. And, people always get these worries about, my child's going to fall down the stairs. I hate him running down the stairs. That's one of my things. I hate my kids running down the stairs. Oh, I hear him. It's dum, 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 dum. And I always say to him, do not run down those stairs. It's just one of my things. But before,
don't you find it's mad? So I was trying to stop myself doing it to my little boy. Like I think, don't do that. But then equally, I think, hang on, you gotta make mistakes.
Yeah, they gotta learn.
You gotta let them do things.
Of course, yeah,
because otherwise they're never gonna learn, are they?
Yeah, 100%. Of course,
and that's why these thoughts are so distressing. Yeah, because. Why are you thinking it?
Exactly, and that's the difference.
Like you're going to make it happen.
Exactly,
by thinking it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the difference. Is everybody has those thoughts of, okay, well, I'm going to let them do that because they've got to learn. If they fall off there, it's going to hurt. But then I would be, if they fall off there and they break their arm, and they can't fix his arm, and he's going to have to have his arm amputated, then he's got to go to school. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. He's going to have one arm, and then people are going to bully him, and he's going to be bullied, and he's going to feel depressed, and he's going to... And it just spirals into this stupid story you're making up in your own head, but it's hard to get out of that.
It's like out of control.
But thank goodness I can reason with myself now, and I can get out of that pretty quick. But some people, obviously...
How did you get to a point of being able to reason with that?
I think it was my medication. That's what I tell myself. I don't know if that is the case, but I always think about, look, stop thinking about this. And I try and focus my mind on something else straight away. So if I start having bad thoughts or if I start getting anxiety, I say to myself, stop, concentrate on something else. And when I start to concentrate, I forget about that thing. And then it's gone out of my head then. And then I start doing something else. Like I was saying to you on the way up on the drive, that, if I start having these bad thoughts, I'll change my situation, whatever I'm doing. I'll get up and or I'll say, right, come over, give Dad a hug, and I'll give him a big squeeze, and then that's it. That's the click in my head that
It's
okay,
like
let's
a
move
reset.
on. Yeah, let's move on. Let's change on to something else. But I truly think that my medication has helped me being able to reason with those
It's mad. I
thoughts.
seen a thing on I think it was a mindfulness page I follow on Insta, and it basically was like said depression was in the past, anxiety was in the future.
Yeah, that's
If
it.
we can live for now,
Yeah, it's
you-
100% true.
you live in like that's your best life. But
Yeah.
like obviously, if we're really depressed, we're worrying about things which have happened.
Yeah,
You know, and we're struggling to deal with them. And anxiety is more about worrying about things what are gonna happen.
yeah.
And I thought, like, reading that was a good way to put it in.
Yeah, 100%.
perspective.
I say that to a lot of people. Like, people say, oh, I'm really anxious. I say, right, you're anxious because you're thinking of something that's in the future that's not even happened yet.
And like, if we can train our mind, even though it's hard because you got a big day or whatnot or something, you're going to be naturally anxious.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if you
of
can,
course.
like, just live for now,
Yeah.
it'd be magic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like you were saying on the way up, you're anxious and like scared about coming to
Yeah.
do this, and we were when we first done it. When it was like, oh my god,
Definitely.
you got all these cameras and you've got a microphone and three handsome guys sat here on the camera. You know, it's and it does, but you start to reasoning with yourself. And I was explaining to you, like, it's fine, honestly. We'd just be relaxed. We're just chatting. And if it messes up, it doesn't matter. It just is. It is what it is, and that's what it is with life as well. It's trying to just reason with yourself that it's not even happened yet. You're getting anxious about something that,
Yeah.
and sometimes you're so anxious about it, and when it happens, you're like, "What was that about?"
Yeah.
I was anxious over. I put myself through that for no reason at all. Like, it's no, it's. And then some people, it's in the past. You're depressed about something in the past, but it's in the past. You can't do anything about it.
It is trying to be in the present, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, free CBT, they tell you, like, think of three things. What can you smell? What can you see? What can you hear?
That's it.
To try and get your brain away from that. And that is something.
But like sometimes things in the past, you can't you can't undo it, can you?
No, exactly.
it's affected
Everything
your
in the
life.
past, it's done.
Makes
You
you
can't
who
go
you are.
back in time. You can't change it. So it's either you try and deal with it and move on from it, or make it into a positive. It's something. It's a scar that you've gotten from something, and it's living with those scars a lot. It's the same as like stretch marks. Those marks are a sign of you sort of birthing a child
Journey.
and your journey of
Your
whatever
gift.
you've gone on.
Yeah.
It's there. It's happened. You just live. You just go with it. It's just that's what it is. Don't be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
When you were younger, your upbringing, did you have any sort of anxiety growing up?
Yeah, I used to worry a lot.
Right.
So I was, from the age of 6, had a stepdad, and he basically mentally abused me. And so I've always like doubted myself and not felt good enough and that kind of stuff. But now, like with the ADHD thing, part of me is like, actually, if it is that, maybe some of that is from the ADHD and not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like trauma based.
Yeah, because PMDD can be related to trauma as well.
That's interesting, isn't it? So like, if you wasn't mentally abused, would you have gone
Got it.
through this?
Which, when I found out it was that and looked into it, kind of makes you angry because it's like, that's another thing you've made me get now.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
then
Yeah.
it's like, obviously overcoming that. But
Yeah. And again, there's nothing you can do about that, unfortunately. I'm sorry you had to go through that. And lots of people do have to go through that, but it's something that has happened and you can't change that. And it's trying to deal with it now.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and it is that you can't change what happened in the past, but you can look at how things affected you.
Yeah.
You can get that support. Like it's like it can be the fear of things happening and then being like, well, what am I actually scared of?
Yeah.
And it can be that repeated pattern stuff. And then you can come out of it and be like those intrusive thoughts or those things, like are they your thoughts or are they someone
Exactly,
else's,
yeah.
you know, and then, but also as well that like it is being to get the support, like how you've helped yourself by looking at something, like you've seen something and then you've gone, I relate to this, and then you've done something about it. So that process of going down a path of like, you know, helping yourself is actually like, you know, supporting yourself to make a change like that. It's incredible, you know, it's great. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I am waiting to see a therapist, like specialist therapist with TalkWorks, to deal with that, because my son's the age I was, so he's 6, and it's like I work with children and seeing how children should be. They should be happy, and then bringing me back to what I went through. I think that brings it back. So I'm waiting to obviously speak to someone about it to try and help myself more.
Yeah, TalkWorks has come up a few times in the pods, hasn't it?
Yeah.
People dealing with TalkWorks. I guess it could be a positive thing. I mean, I've never dealt with them, so I've not.
I think ultimately, like any sort of issues you've got, like I always say, a problem shared is a problem halved.
That's
It's
it.
like just getting it out there and speaking to someone can make all the difference.
Yeah.
You know, because if you lock it up inside your head, you're always questioning.
Yeah, and then it comes back.
Yeah, and it's like, what if I'd done something differently? But like, obviously, different circumstances be out of your control, but you're always questioning yourself, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, it wasn't your fault, was it?
No. Like you said before, you can't change the past, but it's learning how to deal with that now.
Yeah,
The trauma now,
No, that's it.
So have you boys got anything else you want to add, or anything you're bringing to the pod? Is there anything you want to...
it's just to say thank you for coming on and you know, sharing what you go through and giving a bit of light to, you know, help other people, but also to show what you've gone through and how it's helped you.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's great to hear, because it's like you say, you don't know before, and then you found something, and then you've gone through the process and it's helped, and you've persisted.
Yeah, and that's what I want to help people. Like, there is a way out, and you've just got to keep going to the doctors and keep going and just don't give up.
Yeah,
like, I was in the doctors every week. She's like my friend now, but it's like, you know, you have to keep doing that, because otherwise you won't get anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep pushing, yeah. And like I say, we're still here and to give you support and stuff like that. And anybody else, if you want to drop us a message, then inbox is always open, isn't it? And even with, you know, your ADHD, Paul's up on that. He's the man on that. I wouldn't say that.
Well, no, I wouldn't say I'm the man. I'm not a professional, but...
Well, no, but you know your stuff. You've done...
living with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and you've been through a lot.
Share my experiences. And that's important.
Yeah, I think we all bring something different, don't we?
Yeah, and like you say, sharing something, it's like a lot of it is being able to share what's going on with you and have the confidence that you've got people that are going to hold you. Yeah. And that you're not alone going through something.
And like, you know, we touched on meditation. If anybody's out there who wants to know about, obviously you do a lot of that, so you can just drop us a message and we can help you the best we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone is struggling with PMDD, mental health, like, I'm, you know, if you want anyone to talk to,
so you
I'm
can
here.
contact us, and we can get hold of Sarah, and we can put you in contact with Sarah to try and help you guys out.
Sometimes it's just having someone that understands what you're going through.
100%. There's nothing better than having someone that's been through the same as what you've gone through.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk to someone that doesn't understand.
No.
And until you learn that, and like I said, I didn't know nothing about PMDD and now I've read up on it.
Yeah.
I can relate to how bad it must have been for you at times. And it's the same with anything, isn't it? It's
no, definitely.
My wife Sarah, she's probably won't want me to say on podcast, but she's been diagnosed with something called Graves' disease. So and she's really struggling with that at the moment. She's she's got high thyroid, so you've got low thyroid.
Right.
She's got high thyroid, which is really dangerous. Not a lot of people know that.
Right.
So, and she's been really poor. And she's still soldiering on, working, full time, runs the household with the kids and stuff while I'm at work. But, her bones hurt and her body hurts. And people just don't understand. She'll explain to them, like, I've got Graves' disease. Sounds awful, isn't it? Graves' disease, like you're going to be put in a grave. But apparently it's the guy who found out he's something, Mr. Graves or something like that. That's why it's called that. Yeah. But what a bloody name. But it wasn't until you look into that and you actually read up about something, you understand how important it is or how bad it is.
Because when she said to me, I'd never heard of it until I looked it up.
Yeah. And people just think, she'll soldier on and she's in pain. She'll get home from work and her bones are hurting, or she's really lethargic and she's tired and she feels sick, and she just soldiers on, bless her. And but when she mentions it to people, I've got this, and they're like, all right. And that's it. Like, oh, you got high thyroid. All right.
Yeah.
But it's to the point.
Off.
Yeah. And it's got to the point now where she's on medication, lots of medication actually. And if this medication doesn't start working soon, then she's got to have, I think it's an iodine treatment, or like radioactive iodine it is. And they put it on a cotton wool bud and she's got to swallow it.
Oh, bless her.
Down her throat, and then she can't be around anybody for 3 days because she'd be radioactive. Like, it's proper like. And then if that doesn't work, then she's got to have an operation, and they've got to cut down the side, and they've got to take out all of the glands, and so it's really. And I know it's off topic of what we're talking, but it goes down to like understanding
and what people are dealing with behind the sne's, and actually what you've got to go through.
It just made me thought of you saying that people don't understand, and you mentioned to them at jobs, and I've got PMDD. Oh, okay. Oh, she's just hormonal, or she just gets bad periods. Well, actually, no, it's worse than that. Yes, that's it. And that's another big thing before we finish as well. A lot of people these days being diagnosed with things, people, ADHD, of course he has. No, I've actually got ADHD. It's not like I'm not doing it because it's a fashion thing. It's like it's an actual diagnosis. It's a disease. It's a mental disorder. So
and it isn't about always like having to tell everyone. Like it's whatever helps for you. Like if you go, this is what I've got. Like if you're going through your day to day, like that. It's actually to create some security in yourself and have some understanding in yourself.
Definitely.
But then it makes you not want to tell people because you just can't be bothered with the arrogance or like.
Yeah, of course you have.
So you try and get on with it, and
but then that's where things need to change because you do need better understanding. I still feel like there's a massive stigma around autism.
Yeah.
Like ADHD, maybe not so much, but autism. Definitely so. And it shouldn't be like that.
And it is, again, it's that understanding. You hear something more and then you'll look it up, get some understanding about it. And you're right, it's the more that people, like I know that there was World's Strongest Man, Tom Stoltman. He's got autism. And it's interesting, like say he come out and said about it, and actually being able to share, that
definitely.
And he's got that big platform as well as people following, isn't he? And it's great. I think it's great them coming out and
but that's showing like you get on with life, but you still deal with these things. Behind the scenes.
If you guys are watching this podcast, go check it out, PMDD, and read up on it. And so I appreciate everybody's watching. Please like, follow, subscribe, share our podcast. It really helps us, doesn't it, guys, to get it out there. We need to get as many views as we can, and appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Thank you.